this is gonna go. Hopefully this doesn't last. I'm supposed to do some drone shots for a couple people today, so we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Big holes. Yeah. Plenty big holes.
We just did our beach walk and we're pulling out, and all of a sudden this car's like flagging us and stopping, and I thought, you know, they wanted us to go by because they were nervous about us driving or directions or something. And turns out it's the some people from Canada, and I don't know if you remember, but there was some people who gave Sid a recipe for, that was cherry tomato, right?
Cherry tomato.
Yeah, the cherry tomato, like spaghetti sauce thing, and it was them, and they're here till Saturday too. They've been coming here since
08,
he said, yeah. So it's, you know, you meet a lot of nice people and everything else, and unfortunately there's just no way that I can see at this point that this is going to be able to, I mean, like less than zero chance. I mean, something like really miraculous would have to change, and I just don't see it right now. All right, we had some, and I'll tell you about that after. We had some friends over this morning for some African Burundi coffee with a pour over. So I'll tell you about that later. Next, I've got to head down to Palmetto Point. I've got 3 photo shoots I need to do, and I think today's probably going to be the last day that that's going to work with weather, wind, and all that. So hopefully they all go well. This is wonderful. Clouds are coming in. May not be able to do it because it'll change the watercolor, and that's not going to be a good situation. Looks like the wind is up a little down here, so I'm just gonna have to wait and see when I get down there. Hopefully these clouds pass and I'll be able to. I'm headed out again. I'm gonna try to do 2 of the properties that I still had to do. So we're gonna see how that goes. It's not raining, I hope, when I get there. I got both of the properties that I needed to done, I think. One, I'm 99% sure because there was a for sale sign out front. The other one, I'm not entirely positive, so I don't know. But I've got potentially one more to do tonight, so I'm headed home, and then I'm going to charge up batteries. And when I say tonight, they want it done like around dusk, so that's going to be in that 5 to 6 range. So I don't know how that's going to go exactly. Fashion, I got one of the shoots just barely done. I had to wait because there was clouds, and then I got there, it rained, I waited, it cleared up, I got the shoot done with one of the shoots, and just as I was coming down and getting done, these big drops and it starts pouring. So I've still got 2 shots to do, but can't be raining, and it really needs to be a little bit nicer, so I'm gonna have to wait and see what happens today. And then I've got another shoot I'm supposed to do towards evening, so this is gonna be a wait and see kind of day. Well, as you can see, I mean, we're probably about 5 miles away in Governors. Beautiful, not a drop of rain. But I can see back there, yeah, it's pouring. Well, I got one of those properties was the right one. The other one was not the right one. The guy told me, I should have given you better, instructions as to where it was, which, yes, that would have drastically helped. Because it's just vacant land. It's like, I don't know. So, I don't know. I'll have to end up doing that one at another future point, but that's going to be a little while. We've got weather coming. There's a big cold front that did that snow thing for New England, and that's coming. There was severe weather warnings to the islands north, and we're going to be getting that's coming through. So tomorrow's going to be a lovely day, I'm sure. And then just for fun and laughs,
you know, because we're going to go back to New England, and New England has a lot of snow, as you probably know. So I haven't bought a truck in, it's been quite a few years.
20, at least 20.
No, it hasn't been 20. I had that big,
That big black truck.
the big black one, the dually, the 1-ton dually.
Right. Well, that was
That was
sold
it.
7 years ago,
Yeah,
like 8
but-
years ago.
Yeah, right. So it's been quite a few years since I've gotten a truck. So I started looking at the prices of trucks, you know, because I'm going to need a plow and blah, blah, blah. Holy moly. Just your basic stripped down, you know, like it's got a front seat and it's got a bed in the back and it's 4-wheel drive and all that kind of stuff is like 40 grand. So I got to do some more looking at different models and stuff like that. But all I want is just like a work truck, something that I can plow snow with, carry junk around, those kind of things. So I'm going to look at Toyotas and Fords and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll just see how it goes. So, but it was a little bit of a sticker shock there. So I was going to tell you about the coffee. We had some friends, and you know they have a relatively good coffee pot, which is a drip coffee. And a lot of the coffee pots just have like one hole where the water just drips out through the top. They have one that has a bunch of holes, so it evenly disperses the water. But I said, okay, well, why don't you come over? Have you ever had a pour over coffee? It might be a little bit different. And they were like, okay. So they came over, and I brewed them up each a cup of some Burundi beans, which, they thoroughly enjoyed it, each of them drank the whole thing, and really loved it. So it was like, okay, so they had some that they really loved, and I'd given them a Nicaraguan to try at their house, and they really loved that one. So that's all a plus. And on top of that, they use milk. So that changes the flavor of it too. So, it gets me thinking that maybe one of the things that I'm going to have to do in the future is, I don't want to say have workshops, but sort of like a workshop typey thing, where if you're not familiar with a different type, how to grind it, how to prepare it, how to use a pour over, all of those kind of things, which will change the taste. So I can sort of see these as little like workshop things where we'd make a pot of coffee and, use a good drip brewer, taste what that's like, then make pour over, show the grind on the beans, all that kind of stuff. And so that people can see the different ones, with what's the taste of the same exact beans from a French press, from a pour over, from a drip pot. And I think you'll be able to see, because I do all this experimenting all the time, and I see that there's a big difference in the way each of them comes out, because of the way the water goes through, the temperatures of the water, all kinds of factors that you might not really think about. And again, it might not be something that you're concerned about. You might be like, no, I just want it to, be coffee. And this kind of coffee, this specialty coffee, isn't just coffee. I mean, it's got its own unique flavors. On certain ones, depending on how you roast them, you'll get cinnamon, you'll get a caramel taste. The one I think I told you about the other day, the way I roasted it in the bean, it came out when it was cooled as, you put your tongue to it and it was just like, it's molasses. Whoa, that is good. So you don't get that with just a dark roasted bean. So we'll get into more as we go along about it, but workshops could be a good thing. I don't know what, the average person who watches what their thinking is, but, you can let me know on that. And the other part is, I'm really stoked because so far, everybody that I've been giving the coffee to try out and, just said, look, be dead honest. Tell me what you think. Is it good, bad, that kind of thing? And everybody so far has been like, yeah, this is good stuff. So, all positive.